Welcome to week 11 of the F.I.R.E travel series. I created this series prior to us traveling to Europe for 3 months. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jake. My wife and I retired from our 9-to-5 job by investing into real estate and the stock market so that we could achieve financial independence. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. In week 11, we traveled down from Denmark to northern Germany to visit the town where my wife is from. My wife is from outside of the city of Kiel. Kiel is known across Germany for its coastal sailing. In fact, we picked the week where they're having their annual boat sailing event. This was not intentional because the city is packed during this week. Thankfully, we stayed outside of the city in a little Airbnb. When planning for this trip, it was a little bit difficult because of all the weeks that I wanted to go and, that we wanted to go and visit Kiel. They were having this event, and so hotels, Airbnbs were either sold out or just really, really expensive that week. We got to meet with my wife's family and friends. Her family has not seen Lucas in person since 2022, so this was a big deal. This was a week of visiting family. We went on a lot of small little hikes, ate local food, and also had the opportunity to take a small road trip back to the border of Denmark and visit the town of Flensburg. Like most countries, not every region or city is the same. The northern part of Germany is very different than that of the southern part of Germany. According to her family, everything south of the Elbe, or the river in Hamburg, is southern Germany. Northern Germans are very proud of their northern culture, and I asked how they would describe their culture, and all I got was sailing and beer, so I guess, yeah, there you have it. Kiel was our last destination on our European trip. Next week, we head to the airport and fly back to the US. But more on that in next week's video. I'm excited to share that this video is presented by Snowball Analytics. Snowball Analytics is a tool that I use to analyze my dividend portfolio. You can check them out with the link in the description below and use promo code DGI to get the very best pricing. Someone asked the question, should I sell a stock if it cuts or suspends its dividend? Now, I touched on this a little bit when talking about dividend ETFs cutting their dividend, but this is a very common question for dividend investors, and it's a difficult one for many dividend investors to answer. The reason for this is you're conflicted with emotional and rational thinking. On the emotional side, you don't want to admit that you may have been wrong in picking the stock or thinking that, it may be the next turnaround story in the future. On the other side, deep down, the odds are against you because almost all dividend cutters struggle to return to their previous glory. Now, it can become a little more difficult when you have the stocks in your tax-sheltered account and you can't write off the losses if you were to sell them at a loss. You just have to manage that on a case-to-case basis. There's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to that. Now, in my opinion, when it comes to single stocks, if the company cuts its dividend, I will sell the stock. Now, there are some very unique cases that we saw during the pandemic in 2020, where in some areas of the market, were impacted differently. Well, in those cases, I could see the case to reevaluate. I follow the idea, if the facts change, well, then I change my mind. And in almost every case, I'm going to end up selling the stock if it cuts its dividend. Just remember, when you're managing and dealing with dividend cuts, you're battling with yourself here when it comes to your emotional and rational way of dealing with these type of situations. At the end of the day, you should try and make the best decision you can make with the information that you have, and then learn to be content with that decision. Dividend cuts are never easy. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you haven't already, go check out Snowball Analytics, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see everybody in next week's video.